Hey, I'm going to show you how to make an omelet, and I'm going to do a two-egg omelet, but you can actually do this with 3 eggs or 4 eggs or even 1 egg. Yeah, it's super simple, no flipping involved, and let's just get to it. Okay, the first thing you want to do is you want to get your eggs. Like I said, I'm going to make, did I say it? I think I said I'm going to make a 2-egg omelet. So I'm going to put the eggs in. All right. And then we are going to grab some salt and pepper. And we're doing all of this first before we get all of our other ingredients because, I don't know, there's something sciencey with the salt. I think it breaks down the proteins of the egg so that they can't like reattach and get rubbery or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a food scientist, but you want to salt it. You want to salt the eggs before you do your other stuff so that it has like a good 5 or 10 minutes to sit in the salt. And that does something good. I forget what. Just do it. So scramble that up well. Okay. And now we're going to get our other ingredients. So I've got 2 teaspoons of butter here because I'm using 2 eggs. And if you do 3 eggs, you want 3 teaspoons of butter. If you do 4 eggs, you want 4 teaspoons of butter. The only exception is if you're doing 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of butter is just a bit, it's not quite enough. So you just want to do like a little bit more than a teaspoon if you're doing 1 egg. But other than that, it's a teaspoon per egg. Then I've got some home fries because I love having home fries and omelets. And I heated these up in the microwave because anything that you put into your omelet, you want to be ready to eat. So you don't want to put like raw meat or anything. You've got to cook it up first. And you can just cook it up in the pan that you're going to do the omelet in. You don't have to dirty an extra pan. And then you can just wipe the pan out when you're done. And then last, I've got some cheese. And listen, you do not need to worry about using pre-shredded cheese for an omelet. You're not making a sauce. It's absolutely fine. I'm not going to get out a shredder for like this teeny little bit of cheese. So do not even worry about it. Do not let anybody shame you for using bagged pre-shredded cheese. I love this kind. Totally forgot to get out the scallions. I've got the darks here. I've got the lights here, and I'm going to put in a little of both. And these I'm actually going to put right into the egg. Just put a bit of both. I don't know how much, however much you want. And I'm going to keep these out because I'm going to use them to garnish the top of the omelet when I'm done to be a little bit fancy. All right, there are some things that you want to have ready before you start, just so that you're not searching for them. You want your spatula. You want a lid. That is very important. And well, we already have our plate because we're using it for the extra stuff. But if you didn't do that, if you're not, prepping like this, make sure you have your plate handy. What we're going to do is we are going to turn the burner on to about, well, on a normal stove, this is probably medium. On mine, I have to put a little lower because it gets pretty hot. And we're going to put in our butter. All right. All right, and we're going to let that heat up. We want to get it so that it is kind of foaming and sizzling and hot, but absolutely not browning. If it's even starting to brown a little bit, take your pan right off the stove and cool it down because we don't want any browning. So we're just going to let that heat up for a few minutes. Probably not a few minutes, probably like a minute. As it's melting, you can spread it around the pan. That'll help it foam up a little faster. Try to cover the entire bottom so there are no sticky spots. There you go. So now we've got it foamy and hot enough. So we're going to take our eggs. Make sure those are still nice and mixed up. We've got the scallions in there. I'm going to pour it in. And what you're going to do is you are going to keep these eggs moving so that it cooks very evenly. Just keep stirring it, keep getting that side stuff so that it doesn't get overcooked anywhere. You're going to keep going until it's about, I'd say 3/4 of the way to where you like your eggs cooked. 2/3 to 3/4. And when it starts to get to the point where it's starting to look like it's getting solid, you're going to spread it out in the pan as much as you can. If you go up the sides a little bit, that is absolutely fine. You don't want any pools of egg anywhere. If there are pools of egg and it's still too wet, but having some glistening on top is absolutely fine. Once it's nice and spread out, no thick spots anywhere, what we're going to do is we're going to put our fillings in. And got my home fries. You want to put all of your fillings towards the middle, kind of in a big line. I wish I could do this with my other hand so that you could see it better, but I'm not ambidextrous at all. So we're going to take our cheese, put that on there. Don't take too long with this because you don't want the bottom to get overcooked. Then you're going to turn it off. You're going to put the lid right on. And I'm going to set a timer for 1 minute because I will forget. I can't estimate a minute. Okay, our minute is almost done. And I should mention that if you're using an electric stove, then you want to actually take this off the burner. But a little residual heat from a regular stove is fine. From a gas stove is fine. If you're on induction, I have no idea. I've never used one. They fascinate me. Okay, so when the minute's done, had a little sticking to the lid. I probably put it a little too high up the sides, but that's okay. Take the lid off. Actually, let's put this here so I can get the plate here. You want your plate right next to it. And what you want to do is you want to fold it. And then you want to kind of roll it onto your plate. All right. I'm actually going to move it over because during that minute of waiting, I put in some toast. So I'm going to have some toast. And then we're going to take our little garnishes. We're going to garnish it a little bit. And personally, I like my eggs pretty well done. So you can see there's just a little bit of browning on that. That is fine with me. That is fine for my husband. If that's not fine for you, don't talk so much while you're doing the step where you spread it out before you put your fillings in. Do it faster. But I actually like it like this because I hate undercooked eggs. Okay, I've got my toast and I'm going to butter it, and that's it. I will put all of the details into a blog post, and I'll link to that in the video description. And enjoy your easy folded omelets.